Hey there, I hope you're having an amazing day because I know that I am. I am tickled excited. Yes, I said that because we are entering into the second season of the Teach You Easy podcast with Catherine Storing. And you guessed it, I am Catherine Storing. And I wanted to get right into the season, helping you, yes, you listening or watching, because we post the podcast episodes everywhere on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on our blog on catherinestoring.com, and of course on every major podcast platform like iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, pretty much everywhere. And I really want to talk about the reason why you listen to the podcast, and the main reason why I do what I do is because I get to help amazing people just like you discover and understand, like get the real understanding of what their gifts and talents are, and then help them monetize it really quickly, get online and make money, especially if you are a faith-based person. Yes, I help a whole bunch of people. They don't have to be faith-based, but it is my passion to work with people that are like-minded, and that's why I do what I do. But I want to talk about having a formula, okay? Because for the longest time, I didn't have a formula, and that's why my podcast is called Teach You Easy Podcast with Catherine Storing. That's why my main books of my 23 plus books, I'm really concentrating on teaching others the formula that I came up with after not knowing how to do this social media stuff, this online business stuff, this thing of teaching other people how to teach what they know, basically. I figured that out. And I put it in book format, and that's what makes me an author and an expert in that field. And that's why I wanted to talk to you about that, because you are an expert, but more than likely you are the best kept secret when it comes to experts. Am I right? Like only you and your mama and maybe your best friend knows. Sometimes not even your best friend knows that you're an expert, and we gotta change that. And the way that changed for me, and is changing for many of my students and my clients, it's having a formula. Like you need to know what the recipe is. You need to know what the steps are. And it's one thing to kind of like dabble here and there, which is what I did for the longest time, or follow the wrong formula, because there's so many formulas out there. It's really actually knowing what the formula is, but even having the formula is not enough. And that's what the formula is. I actually wrote it out, and I give it to people when they buy the book. Like they can buy the book, they can listen to the audio version, they can download the PDF version, or they can buy the printed. I even have the very fancy pants hardcover version for those that like hardcover. But it's right here. It's like the actual 10 steps. So the book is called The 10-Step Formula to Teach You Easy: How to Build Wealth by Teaching Others What Comes Naturally to You. Like that's the formula. And there are 10 easy steps that I'm gonna go over for you relatively quickly, but I really wanted to talk to you because I could give you this all day long. And there's a very small percentage of people that will read this cover to cover and actually implement. Okay, there's a very, very small percentage of people that this is enough. Not because it's not amazing, because it is, but because if having the formula was enough, then they would have done it already, because many other people have other formulas that work for them. This I know works for people that are Kingdompreneurs, people that have a faith-based business or want to learn from someone that has Bible-based principles in advice. But there's something more needed, and I will tell you about that towards the end. But I want to let you know that having the formula is amazing, but you need to have something else that is missing that I cannot include in the book. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I included everything that I could. Then I went on the audiobook and I included even more. Like the audiobook is way longer than the printed book, because if you have written a book before, and if you have an audiobook or you listen to audiobooks, I love audiobooks. Audible is the bomb.com. You will notice that if you buy both, which I usually do, buy the printed book or the ebook and the audiobook, that the audiobook, it has more information. It goes a little deeper, because if you're a teacher, you cannot help yourself. You're gonna be reading from the book. Is that what happens when you have in a book that you're reading, and in the moment you realize that you can teach a little more, or from the time that you wrote the book, you have learned more, you have discovered that people need more, so then you give more. And as much as I added in the printed book, and as much as I added on the audiobook, there are pieces of the puzzle that cannot be added because they are live, they are interactive, they are needed on a needed basis, if you will, if that makes sense. And they just have to be provided as the person is learning, if that makes sense. This is a great place to be, but I noticed myself that for many of my students, many of my clients, they need the last piece. So let me give you the formula first, and then I'll give you the last piece, okay? This is kind of like the recap. Sorry about that. This is like the recap of what this podcast is about. So now you know what to expect of the Teacher Easy podcast in season 2. I'm gonna be bringing more experts. I'm gonna be talking to amazing people, and I cannot wait to help you in this season, not only with the formula, which of course in the show notes I'm gonna show you how you can get a copy of this amazing book, but I'm also gonna give you the opportunity to join us on the missing piece that is a great combination of the book, the ebook, and also the piece that's really gonna catapult you to the next level. So the formula, which I wanna break down for you, is very simple. You need to know who and what you want to teach. It is that simple. If you don't know those two things, I'm telling you, you are dead in the water. You also need to know how you tell your story. But how you tell your story, stating yourself as an expert. Like, you're an expert. How do you tell people that you are an expert? Excuse me. Sorry about that. Step 3, what is the pain point that your dream audience is experiencing today? It's not enough to just say I help people that are in pain, or I help people make more money. Yeah, that's great, but what kind of people? What is the thing that they're actually needing? Like for me, I help people that are very talented. I help people that are faith-based, that are Kingdompreneurs, that have a faith-based business, have a ministry, and they're trying to figure out how do they get their content online? How do they get more people, more eyes to get on their content, and how do they monetize it quickly so they can have more funds to push it back into their kingdom projects? And that's who I help, and I help them take their content and monetize it, make it so people can buy it and make it easy. So that's what I do. So the pain of those people are, oh my God, how do I get my stuff out there? How do I help more people? You need to know what their pain is, and that's what this book helps you do. Then what are your receipts? Like, what have you been able to do? And I talk about very in detail with examples, of course, how you do that. How do you tell people what you have done without sounding like a total jerk, without sounding like you're being braggadocious? There's a difference, and it's a fine line on how to do that. So you need to know how you tell people that, and you have to tell them, by the way, you have to outline the process. So what's gonna happen when I work with you? I'll let people know these are the steps that I'm taking. These are the steps that I actually take with people when I work with them, when I have an in-person session, which are those far between or online, which is mostly because my clients are all over the world. We're meeting virtually most of the time. But what's the process without giving away the formula? What's gonna happen? You need to know have that, and then how you're gonna do it. What's the vehicle? Like, how are you gonna deliver the content? Is it gonna be an ebook? Is it gonna be an audiobook? Is it gonna be a course? Is it gonna be a retreat? What are you gonna choose to deliver that content that you know? And then you have to teach. You actually have to deliver the content, and you got to do it in such a way that is not too much. Before, I used to be team too much, and people were so overwhelmed because they didn't even know how to digest it all because it was so much. So you have to deliver in such a way that they can take their time, and they can go back and get as much as they can, or levels, so they're not overwhelmed. Okay. Step 8, you have to the logistics of how you put it together, the description, the creating the image, an upgrade, having a pre-sale, how you promote it, and asking questions and tweaking, making changes. And all of that is part of the logistics of the product, of the course, of the thing that you're putting out there. Step number 9 is create the product. You're gonna be talking to your dream audience throughout the entire process, but you need to know that you don't have to create the product, and that's something that we talk about at length, something that many of my clients struggle with. But telling you, if you listen to me, I have over 20 courses. I know what I'm talking about. I've been selling courses for a very long time, and the best courses that I have created are the ones that I co-create with my students, and I teach that as well. And part of that is creating the product and then delivering the product. That's very important. You sold it, you pre-sold it, you have to create it, you have to deliver it, and that's the very technical part. I'm a nerd. Okay, that's just my gifting, my preference, my inclination is being nerdy. So how do you do that? What are the best platforms to get it done? I talk about it, and I show and tell is my favorite. Many things of teaching is my favorite, but show and tell, where I show you, actually I talk about it first, and then I walk you through the process, and then you gotta deliver the product. Okay, and the last one is keep promoting. You have to keep telling people, so you can continuously make money and create an income stream. I love income streams. Every single book that I have, which is over 23, 24 books, income streams. Every course that I have, income streams. Every program that I have, income streams. So I have created for myself and my business many income streams. And what happens, money is coming at me from different places, so I can plug it out again and do more ministry stuff all over the world. So that's the formula that I teach in my programs, in my book. But the stuff that's missing that I really wanted to tell you about is how do you do this stuff? How do you get yourself out there and be successful in this process? You need to have a community of like-minded people that believe what you believe and are there to cheer you on, and where you can ask questions and get coached, literally get coached. Yeah, having the formula is great, but how do you keep and stay motivated when life happens, when the kids get sick, when you get sick, or when you get behind and you want to quit and throw in the towel? You need someone there. I have read every book you can think of on launching and promoting, and life always happens. Every single time I write a book and I tell people about it, somebody gets sick, I get sick, something happens with social media, so something happens with technology, something happens always. What do you do? How do you take care of yourself? How do you fix something that comes up? If you've never done it before, you need to ask the right questions, and that is where the Promote Your Passion Club comes. That's the part that I was missing, the part that I wish I have had when I first got started, where I have a place that breaks down the steps for me, where step by step I know exactly how to get it done. I know where to go to ask the questions, and I know that I'm gonna be supported and that I'm not gonna learn things that I don't need right now. I spent over $100,000, it pains me to say, over $100,000 trying to learn everything, and then knowing that I was learning things way beyond what I needed to do at that moment. It was not wasted, because of course I still use it today, but there was an order of learning things and things that I had no business learning before I implemented the basics. So having that club for beginners, or even people that are not beginners, but I can say, okay, for you, you can do that. But you right now, you need to implement a step A, B, and C, and D, and everything else, listen, you need to do something else. And that's what the club is about. It's a monthly club where I break down the process, where I teach you exactly, step by step, how to set up your business first, and then how to set up your first promotion, and then how to keep it going so it becomes an income stream. And then every single month, I'm helping you create another income stream, but it's related to your expertise. That's my favorite part. It's not random things like I did. That's why I have so many books, and not all of them are specific to teaching, because I didn't know. And I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to be Mr. Random or Mrs. Random. I want you to be the expert. And then you have income streams that are related to what you're passionate about, what you have been called to teach, and that generates income, and generates income in a way that is fun for you, and in a way that builds your business, and it builds a legacy for your kids and your kids. I'm so excited about the club. please check out the club. Join us. We are doing tremendous things. Yes, grab the formula. Yes, grab the audiobook, but also be a member of the Promote Your Passion Club, because that way you don't have to be Miss or Mrs. Random, and you don't have to wonder about how you're gonna make money every month, how you're gonna promote the thing that you're so excited about. You actually get told, you get shown, and you have an amazing group of people that are like-minded, doing the thing that you wanna do every single month. I'm so excited. But also here, being part of the Teacher Easy podcast, I'm gonna be breaking these things down in season 2. I'm bringing my friends that are amazing at what they do, and I'm gonna ask them the questions. You're gonna be able to ask them questions too. And being part of this community is powerful. I wish I had this. Again, I cannot tell you enough. I create the things that I wish I had when I first started my process, my business, getting online and helping people. I am more organized. I am not wasting money learning everything inside and buying every course known to man. You know what I'm talking about. But really concentrating on building their foundation, setting up the things that I need to set up. And then from there, oh my God, it is just amazing. So make sure that you are subscribed to the podcast, the Teacher Easy podcast with Catherine Storing. Post your question. Check out the show notes on catherinestoring.com. And there's information to join the Promote Your Passion Club. You do not want to miss what we're doing. We are talking expert books and how to write that in hours. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Check everything out. It's going to blow your mind. Make sure that you stay tuned, because there'll be more episodes, more people coming in to teach you how to teach you easy here with Catherine Story. Thank you so much for watching, listening, or reading, whatever you're doing. Thank you for consuming our content, and we cannot help to help you teach you easy. God bless you. Remember that I love you. I'm rooting for you, and I'll see you or hear you very super duper soon.